Hello and welcome to today's video. The stock market throws complex problems at you. Many fall a trap and succumb to this pressure. The apprehension, the nerve, the anxiety, the tension. Many cannot take it. They give up. They simply give up. They say, I cannot take this. It's too much for me. And they quit the market altogether, forever. Today we'll see how to take a simple approach to tackle all these complex market problems. So like this video and subscribe this channel right away so this video can reach a lot of people. See, as a trader, you should be very, very flexible. You should remain calm and be rational in countering the stock market problems. We all have experienced pressures in our life, different forms of pressures. And when that happens, we lose the ability to think straight. We try and focus on the problem, from where the problem is coming in. Why am I getting this pressure? Your attention becomes narrow because you start focusing on the problem. And that actually makes it very, very difficult for you to see or seek other probable alternative solution. So gauge yourself. So it's very, very important to gauge your flexibility. You should know yourself. Are you too tough on the situation or are you too focused on the problem? And if you're aware of it, change your situation to create a more flexible approach to solving problems. Ask yourself questions and see what kind of answers you come out with. How fast and how simple those answers are. Look for that. Check your flexibility right now. Let me ask you a question. In what way are a human and a monkey alike? Pause the video and think and give me an answer. Comment your answers below. Are you struggling to find out a similarity? Are you thinking of human evolutions, the Darwin's theory, and you went back to prehistoric area or the prehistoric era? Are you trying to hunt the evolution theory books? See, the question is a question. What you're trying to do is, you're trying to make it more complex. You're trying to go back to prehistoric era and find out a missing link and probably give out a solid answer with, a big scientific term that would prove or that would wow the audience. You know you're going to get an answer in the human evolution history. You're probably Googling it and trying to get to a point where you will come out with a very, very sophisticated or a very good answer that would stand you out from the audience, from the crowd. And in trying to do so, that's where you get stuck. The answer, however, is a very, very simple answer. If you already know it, that's fine. Else, it'll surprise you. See, the simplest answer to this is both of them are living beings. In the market, when you face different challenges, you try and figure out what can be done. And in the process of facing small, difficult challenges, different challenges for different problems, you certainly develop your mind or take your mind to a certain point where you cannot take a simple solution to something that's presented to you. You always try and find out there must be a technical solution to this problem. There must be a technical or a superior answer for this issue. It cannot be as simple as that. So your mind starts running very, very high. And it happens with everybody. With every small challenge that you face, you overcome it, you put yourself a notch higher. And then the next challenge comes. You put yourself a notch higher. And then the next challenge comes. You put yourself here. And then the next challenge comes. You put yourself here. And when you're here, a very easy or an evident solution, just like this, what would you do? What is the difference between a human and an ape? The answer to this lies here. Both of them are living things. Now, you are already here. Your mind starts hovering around this area. It cannot come down and fetch an answer as easy as this. What does this infer? If this is the problem that you're facing, this is your intellectual inflexibility. You are not flexible to bring yourself down to a point and get a very easy solution to a problem. You have lifted yourself up to this point. That's fine. It was required because the problem that you faced here, the solution that you came up here was required. But that was required for that particular problem, for that particular situation. for a different situation and a different problem which had a very easy solution, a very easy answer. It lies here. You cannot hover around and find an answer from here. You have to bring yourself down. You have to be flexible enough to bring yourself down to find an answer to a problem. So here comes the second point, which is your intellectual inflexibility or the intellectual flexibility. How flexible are you? Well, you might stand here and you might find a very high intellectual answer, a very good, sophisticated scientific term, which would wow the world, which would say, okay, fine, he is a beautiful chap. You might find an answer, you might stand out in the audience, but there are times you should bring yourself back to square one and find out a very simple solution for yourself. See, always trying to find out an answer or taking a top-down approach will put you in a very ambiguous situation. It's not always helpful. It's not always helpful, at least definitely not in the market. If you have seen highly intellectual and flexible people answering or tackling questions like these, it's awesome to notice them. It's awesome to notice them. It's as if they care less about what's happening. They are extremely confident. They simply can go up and down, think back and forth and get an answer for themselves. It can be as simple as A and A for apple, B for boy. It can be as complex as a term from a human evolution theory. That's how flexible they are. That's how flexible we should be. And then the third point is take a relaxed approach. See, if you're flexible, you probably take a very relaxed approach to your trading or to finding a solution to your problems. You'll probably examine many angles, try and find out a solution, try and find out an answer and come up with an answer. You would know for yourself when to simplify, when to get a simple answer, or when to hunt the complex mathematical calculation problems and find out a very complex solution to a problem. You would get to know the difference, when to do what. So the very important fact is, when you're in the market, it's essential to see your problems and relax and take a relaxed approach to find a solution to it. Cultivate a proper environment around you which is conducive to your simple thinking style or which is conducive to a flexible thinking style. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. If you think you need to take a very difficult decision, put it off for the next day. Put it off for a moment where you can think calmly, you can be in a calm mental state, and then you can probably think over it. Because if you are really stressed, most probably you will be inflexible. So always try and find out a calm and a relaxed environment for your thinking. Don't put your self-esteem on the line and don't try and remind yourself that you have got to find an answer to this problem. You have to get it done. This is the kind of pressure we have lived all throughout our life. You have to do it. You have to do it. Sorry, in the stock market, a thinking like this brings havoc. It will bring destruction for your portfolio. It will bring destruction for your trading life. These kind of pressures are not good to be in the market. Flexibility is the key in the stock market. So it's evident that you should have a proper environment, a relaxed environment where you can be more flexible and you should have the right mindset. And when you have that, you can solve significant and complex market problems with ease. So if you're one of those who thinks the stock market is a very, very serious place, well, let me tell you, it is. But don't take it too seriously, otherwise you will fail. That's all for today. See you again in the next video. Till then, SG signing off. Goodbye.